One, two.
I focus on the light as the dark climbs sly, trying tasks I've been told to abide. Yet a moment lasts, the vast lack of the fast track leads into the past and never looks back. As I want another sack of my bric-a-brac dreams, which is all I ever had, all I want to be, then I've got to see that I breathe easy, flow freely, that I spat out my screams, that tap my dreams, these demons of believing and perceiving deceiving lies of the high, telling you what to try and you never ask why, and I find that my heart starts pulsing, looking for the stage to rage and spark, up into the vice of mice and men. Send some reason, it's true from the pen, so I can then focus on more than I spent. But in the end, why should you rend yourself in order to transcend yourself? To kill ego and end yourself? What teacher? What creed? What seed of agitprop and greed has taught us to believe that we must bleed when there's no need? We fuck, we fight, we plead for bread and mead, yet words proceed to blind us from our needs, and least to complicate our mind state, past love and hate to a numb slate on society's gates built to bulk our master's fate. Fatalism becomes our religion, the social Darwinian science relies on, as Zion lies on and delivers its scruples to pupils that no one believes in. Yet, how are we deciphering facts here from fiction? For a moment let's stitch them, and let scriptures bitch on from beginnings the story-led spinnings of men from all ages, pages, curses and rages, how well they fuck their sages. It's a mockery of the monarchy in all of us. Bankers and politicians take the piss, telling you how it is in the world of these words, and exercise mist and mystifying, swallowing lies that multiply dying, they crucify wise and petrify prying, and while their crimes keep on denying, they've got you trapped here, testifying. The unknowable gist of the list is harboured in fists in the underground cysts of the Christos mist, the temple seers of coffins history missed. Whose story? I ask. It's his story. Ah. What about Demeter, Ishtar, Aphrodite, Astarte, Isis? Yes, there's a goddess identity crisis. Lord our Father, art of dissing, disengaging and enraging, teaching, killing, endless caging. Where's her story and her glory? Any whores and scores of fury, ashamed and blamed by media jury? Patriarchal claims to surely ingest, digest, invest with slurry, of dames and damsels in distress, demonized, exiled at best, sexually crowned, then burned and drowned, like Lilith and Mary, and Kali. Persisting memories found in Dali, subconsciously subsumed and doomed, as we're inspecting her ontology with our flagpole epistemology, directed at her dissected, interjected Gaia biology, tainted by dating and raping derogatory, desecrated by phallic idolatry, on a sacred temple mated dolly, sated with Western romantic folly. So it's got to the point you gotta pop your molly and get off your trolley so the brain don't get in your eyes and make you look like your cries with one with the skies. Cause how is that civilized? It's not a fucking surprise we're making money from drugs, just to fund our art, an expression of the fucked up heart. Because in the end, you gotta ask, what have we been told, programmed and conditioned from the days of old that has led us to the point of being bought and sold and molded to a chosen more weight than a gold and the dicks we're left with? Lo and behold, we've got a nation built on ignorant slaves who bow dog-like as they're well behaved. Can't take the power back, have the children saved, because this is a maze of defeat, selling humans for nothing but meat, prostituting status symbols that are obsolete. So yes, protest, but you can't pack heat, and you can't organise to claim back the streets without doing something deep and moving your feet to the beat of the new age. Reap what you sowed in before you got snowed in by these lies and cheap disguise. Sin, as a measurement of freedom, lies in what you do, what you achieve, not just in knowledge and social reprieve. Whatever you believe, you gotta leave that thinking that this is a system that wants to pave the roads for us to seize the day of justice and freedom for all its slaves. Shame that the game was the same as before. But now we are sure we can knock down the door of the corporate titans and scream onto misery's shore that we're not their whore. And what's more, on the floor of this financial hell abyss, dressed up like a test, and it's time to attest to this mess. We address, we implore. What's the score? Do you know what it's for? As we rise, we are conscious and cry, this is war. So now for the next bit, where we battle like lunatics in a stress pit of broken fits and endless laws deconstructing, knowing that we call it poor. Disparity speaks from comfy seats, books and looks and heat and treats, philosophy softly flowing like Nietzsche, wrapped from these torn sheets, pretending to preach as if I know how to teach, like a bourgeoisie leech, whose words cannot reach the pain that we seek to have bleached. Don't privilege me with these beats and deceits, when you're blind to the feats of those binding minds with cheap thrills and signs, prescribed pills and lines, as we misperceive by crawling onto culture's calling, cults in the name of that we're conforming. To our peers we cleave in the next new thing in our LCDs, as the catastrophe looms as a bastard sea of corruption and crime. You see, we all want to flee, but we're trapped to without a key, knowing the jailers, and we're still not free. But I don't believe we can't achieve a state past all these scheming thieves and the matrix boxes their puppets weave. Because one day we'll laugh at what we grieved. Whether it's his or hers, we agree. It's divine decrees to take charge of our tragicomic stories. Alright?
Brilliant.